The trouble with homelessness, just that word itself, defines what a person is who's homeless and it's not. But if you don't have treatment, if you don't have the other kind of support system for alcoholism, drug addiction, other kinds of things, then you really aren't necessarily getting to the place where you need to help people. If you aren't getting an understanding that there needs a balance of those kinds of facilities for people who can then transition to move to others, you're missing the point. And today's society, people can't just get up and leave and go someplace else. They're here. There are people. There are children. And so therefore, the rallying cry is that we can do it.
Plymouth provides housing for chronically homeless single adults, and we are one of the frontliners to get people off the streets. Housing First to me means that we eliminate barriers to get into housing, that we believe that housing is a basic need, and so whatever we can do to eliminate the barriers to get into housing so that you do have a home. Having the support of staff, having the support of housing case managers, being able to know at the end of the day, at the end of the night, I have somewhere to go home to, that's somewhere safe.
I suffer from emotional illness and HIV/AIDS, and I've had it since I was 17. I became homeless because I got involved in drugs. And it's once you're in the soup of that, it's pretty hard to pull yourself out. I didn't become homeless because of it, but I became homeless for a long time because I couldn't stop. It was really rough, you know. You don't think about it, but sleeping out in the city, everything's cement, so there's no place to really lay down. It's really hard. It's really hard to be homeless. And it's really hard to stay off drugs when you're homeless because you don't have anything to live for. Plymouth is a great place to live. I feel very, very fortunate not to be on the street anymore and to be in housing. It was a long 3 years of homelessness, so.
My mom passed away, and I had like a month to find a place. And I did have enough money to get an RV, and I was staying in the RV for a while, but you know, something happened and it got told I could not move it, so they took it. So after that, everything just got worse. I'm diabetic. I would get my insulin and stuff, but it wouldn't be as potent if I would put it in a refrigerator, which is required. The winters are really bad. I've had my tent burnt down, okay, by candles, just trying to keep warm. The people out there are really strong. And if they weren't strong, they're strong now because it takes a lot to get out there and do the things that they do every day, just getting up to survive. Before I moved in here, I had a friend that OD'd and stuff like that, and you know, she could have gotten the same opportunity that I did. And she was going to until that happened, so it wasn't like she wasn't meaning to get off the streets, but yeah, it's hard. You know, other people don't think about that, but it's really hard out there.
I'm having trouble with my morning meds though.
How so?
I've been forgetting them, and those meds are very important because I'm resistant to almost everything else. With my illness, I have everything that I'd ever want. I have a nurse, a doctor that comes in here, so it connects with my care up at Madison Clinic. So I don't have to go up the street to the emergency room if I'm sick. All I have to do is just come down and see my nurse. More time away from the hospital is really the key. I mean, to getting complete happiness.
With opening Plymouth on First Hill, I remember him walking in and just standing there, and he's like, is this, is this real? Is this really mine? And I'm like, yes, this is yours. And it's the look and the happiness that came over his face, and sharing that, he said, I've been holding onto my backpack for such a long time, and I can finally put it down. And tears came to his eyes, and that just, you don't think about that. You don't think about, someone having to carry such, things for such a long time, and that now he was able to exhale and breathe and felt that he was home now.
Tell me about your music.
Pop R&B.
Really?
Yeah, I sing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And how long?
I really believe in the community, and I really believe that it draws them out, and it draws friendships and relationships that they can build up. I think just knowing that someone is looking out for them and someone is there, that there's no judgment. When there's things that come up, that they're able to reach out and ask for help so that they don't return to homelessness.
No, I don't think I could have survived out there, not alone. I am so glad that we have a housing group, Plymouth, because, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here today.
You have to have a foundation for your life, and that has to be a good home. And if you don't have that basic foundation, which is a good home to live in, then you don't have anything.
The most interesting part about Plymouth is it's dynamic. So it sees change and then asks how and what it can do. And then it's able to rally those who are part of the Plymouth family and those who are not to begin to play a role in making something happen. And I think that makes you always step up and want to help, because it's not something that you feel like you have to do. It's something you want to do.
You never know when homelessness can hit anyone. And so I feel like it's our responsibility that being in Seattle, it's whether it's you know them or not, it's your community, it's where you live, and you can't turn a blind eye to that.